And a great golf tournament is coming up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, October 2nd and 3rd of 2022. It will raise money for Hope for the Warriors for our wounded vets. The golf pro behind Hoosiers for Hope is Wyatt Larkin. He joins me now from the Orchard Ridge Country Club in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Wyatt, welcome.
How's it going?
Going good, pal. Great to see you. And so give us some details of the when and where of this event.
Yeah, so it is October 2nd and 3rd. 2nd of October is actually going to be like a reception night. The Warriors are invited, all the sponsors are invited. At Orchard Ridge, they're here in town. It's just south. Actually, the air base where a lot of our Warriors were recruited from are only about a mile, literally a mile from the front gate of the golf club. And they're going to be invited. Everybody's going to hang out, have some contests, have a couple drinks, have a good time, and then Monday of the 3rd, we're gonna have a nice big golf tournament, and it's just gonna be a good old party and a good time raising money for good people. So yeah,
Sounds great. Now, the best place for people to sign up is the website.
right, it is, and I think we can tag that. I can say it. It's actually called Hoosiers for Hope. And if you Google that, it'll pop up as well. But I'm sure you can tag it to the video here. So
I'll put the website up here as well, and it's support.hope for the Warriors. And if you just go to that one, you're eventually going to find as well.
Right.
As Wyatt says, just put up. Is it Hoosiers? No,
Yep,
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers for Hope. Yeah, we're going with the old Indiana deal. They were asking me like, "What do you want to name this? What do you want to name this?" And it's like, well, we are the Hoosiers up here. I'm not a Hoosier. I'm from Atlanta, or not Atlanta. I should say I'm from Florida, lived in Georgia, but I moved up here and married a Hoosier. So she's from Fort Wayne. So I've become one by marriage. So yeah.
There you go. All right, nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So now you and I, we've played in the Hope for the Warriors celebrity golf event in Wallace, North Carolina, and we've been doing it for a number of years. But your story and your connection to Hope for the Warriors goes back actually to the start of your amateur golf career. You actually raised money for Hope for the Warriors, and for every birdie that you made one year when you were in junior golf, and you were actually named the American Junior Golf Association, the Jerry Cole Sportsmanship Award winner that year.
Mm-hmm.
How does a teenager get involved? I know you're not a teenager now, but how do you get involved in something like that?
Well, when I was a kid, if I wasn't playing golf right now, I would probably be in the military. That's like it's always was a dream of mine. I had family members, lineages of family members that had served in the Revolutionary War, just lineages of time of service, and I always loved that. But golf took me in a great direction. It gave me a career. It gave me this opportunity to travel the world and do things that are great, meet cool people. But when I got to a point in my career where I had an opportunity to give back to something I liked, so meaning I love the military, I love what it does, I love kind of, what it, the things that are behind it. I saw that I could make a difference and give back to those that allowed me to travel the world and play golf safely and exercise the liberties and the freedoms that we take for granted. And when I noticed that I could do that, AJGA gave me an opportunity, which is the American Junior Golf Association. At that time, it was Leadership Links. So it was just a program that AJGA started for juniors that they would build a website, build this program to where juniors and golfers could give back to whatever charity or organization they want to. But I had chosen birdies for charity, so what I would do is I'd go around, find some pledges. So I'd go to somebody like you and say, hey, would you like to donate $2 per birdie I make for, said, amount of months. So I said, usually, I think at that time, our season would run about 5 months out of the year. And I would travel all around the United States playing golf. And by the end of it, I had a large amount of people that wanted to donate and be a part of my program. And so from 2011 through the rest of my junior golf career, I did that. And I was just, thankful enough that Hope for the Warriors kind of took me in, and they bring me every year to the Invitational, and I'm able to see what I was able to help contribute to, I guess you could say. And then also be a part of so many Warriors' lives that were changed by war and battle, and that I still today are very, very close to. There's several. I actually have what we call a checklist where I call people. I have about 5 warriors that I call on a monthly basis just to make sure they're good to go. Everything's good. Everything's, and that's the type of relationships that I built through Hope, and that's why it keeps me going. So yeah, it's fun. It's crazy. There's more to it than that, but that's literally the gist of just how much I've literally just enjoyed it. I'm excited about it, and it's made a joy to my life, and I just want to keep doing it.
Well, so that's such a great sign. You're such a great lesson for so many people. I want to ask you a little bit more about that.
But yeah, go ahead.
I noticed in the video, you got a chance to meet President George W. Bush from all the stuff you did. How was that? What was that all about?
One of the warriors that I actually met at the Hope, the Invitational, my first year, connected me with a couple guys that were going out there to play in the tournament, which is the Bush Warrior Open. And Robin Kelleher, CEO and founder of Hope for the Warriors, she invited my dad and I out. Obviously, at that point, I couldn't drive myself. I was still too young, but so we would go out and, just hang out around the ropes, support some of the guys that I knew personally. And then we kind of got to interact with George W., played a couple holes with him. Awesome guy, really loves our troops and really goes out of his way to make sure our boys and gals are taken care of that, serve the country. So we appreciate that. And it was just a good time. Yeah. I was just, honestly, the only reason I got there is because Robin and the gals at Hope for the Warriors thought I could make a difference going there and having an impact on some Warriors' lives, and it has shown. So it's mainly Hope that brought me there. So I appreciate them.
Definitely. So real quickly, because I don't want to dwell on this too much. Does W have a good game? It seems like
he's sneaky, and he's very sneaky, as we would call it in golf. He's just like one of those guys that knows how to golf his golf ball, and you got to watch out. So yeah, he's not bad.
All right, cool. Hey, we are talking to pro golfer Wyatt Larkin, who is holding the Hoosiers for the Warriors golf tournament. It's October 2nd and 3rd in Fort Wayne, Indiana at the Orchard Ridge Country Club. We're going to put up the website here. So if you want to take a chance to go take a look at it and have some fun, it will be there. You can register. One of the things you were touching about before, and the fact that you stay in contact with the Warriors at this golf tournament, and also at the tournament that you and I play in, the celebrity one, we actually get to play with some of the Warriors. Yeah. To me, that's one of the great things. Tell me about how important that is, and also the fact that you actually teach some of these pros how to play golf again, or how to get into a golf game.
Yeah, it's funny. I met a guy. I should say, I met a couple of them over the years. One of the first ones was in 2011. I met a couple guys on the range, and honestly, what launched me into my teaching career after playing amateur golf at an elite level, and now I play professional golf, is when I started hanging out and spending more time around different warriors and different guys. It really drove me to be a better teacher, because I saw their struggle with learning how to play golf, and I just wanted to help them be better. And so one of the cool parts that I think that I'm hoping that I can design over the next couple of years is to build like a small program here in Indiana where I get a couple warriors, once or twice a year that come down, and I can help them learn how to play a little golf, which at the last invitational, this couple weeks ago, I met a guy named Kevin Bittenbender. He lost his leg just recently from some of the side effects from burn pits, and was a guy that struggled with suicide and some other problems, because when he lost his leg, he didn't know what he was going to do next. Right. So one of the things that really touched me, and one reason why I'm going to keep fighting and stay determined to do what I'm going to do, is he gave me a letter one day and after the event and said, "Wyatt, what you showed me on the golf course changed my life and gave me hope again. And knowing that I have a purpose and in a way of having fun with my friends and everything, because I never thought I would play golf again. I never thought I'd do sports again. So I appreciate that." So that type of stuff, that's one reason why I'm going to keep fighting for, what I'm doing, and I'm going to stay determined and grow what I'm doing. So, and I'm just glad I can be of service to them because of what they've done for us. So
in saying that, put together what your event is doing here, because you're going to have warriors who are going to be playing with people.
Right.
And
right.
to me, that's what makes this event so special, is the
Right.
fact you get to play with these guys and gals, and
Mm-hmm.
you get to hear their stories, and and I would say they're not struggling because they enjoy playing golf, and they might not be the best golfers, but some of them are actually pretty good golfers.
Right.
So talk about someone who's going to join your event and how much fun it is to play with these warriors, and what a great opportunity is for people to go there.
Yeah, I think the thing that's going to set our tournament aside, kind of like the invitational, is when a sponsor comes in to take part in our event. Again, you get to play with a person in the service, because a lot of our guys that are coming in are active service members. They fly right here in town. We have an active air base that is a detachment of A-10 Warthogs. They actually call them the Black Snakes. Really cool guys. They actually take lessons here at our facility and everything. But yeah, these guys, you're going to be able to, as a sponsor, when you are taking part in our event, get to experience what our guys are going through, the emotions and everything. So you get to really connect to these people on a personal level. And hopefully it's something like what I've developed, where you start to see this connection that you form, and it lasts years and years. And it might be an opportunity for them to maybe make a better business decision down there, because there's going to be some business people. So what it's hopefully doing is setting up a network for those people, even after service, to have a successful life after, and then also, continue to be successful, throughout their life. So, yeah.
All right, super. So you're a teaching pro now. You were in the top 100 of amateur golfers at one point. Do you have any aspirations of going to any of the big tours?
So as a PGA professional now, I at this point in my life, I have, I don't really want to go for it full time. It's not something that I'm determined to do as much anymore. When I was a kid, that's all I wanted, right? It's what a lot of kids want. But again, I found my stride in life and found where I was very comfortable. I had a son. I have a 1.5-year-old. But I'm in a position where as a PGA professional, I can play in the PGA Championship. I can qualify and play in the PGA Championship, right? So right now I'm level 2 in my PGA, and I want to get to Class A. And so Class A is a couple more years of schoolwork, and then I'll be there. But that allows me to qualify for the PGA Championship, and that is my goal now. It used to be to go and play in, the big tour and with all my big guys. But I have a lot of friends doing it, and I know the stress. I teach a couple gals that are on the Symetra tour, the Epson tour. Mm-hmm. I see the stress and everything that they go through, and all the power to them, because it's a hard life, and I wanted to do it. But to me right now, I'm in a position where I can be successful and help people, and then also eventually achieve one of my dreams, and that is to play a PGA Tour event or a major. And so that's my goal, is to play in the PGA Championship.
Wow, that's great. If I was 22 and single, I might jump all over it, because that's the lifestyle. That's about the only lifestyle. But if you're married,
right,
man, that's not going to happen. Hey, I just got a news flash over here. You're going to get an invitation from the Live. Would you go?
I don't know. That's a hard decision. If it was, I think I would give it a go. Yeah, why not? It's guaranteed cash for, however long, whether you play bad or not. And there's good ways to think about it like that. There's bad ways. And to me, if you're starting out your career, and I didn't have a spot on the PGA Tour, but somehow the Live was like, you know what, we're going to give this guy a chance, and we're going to give him $3 million to do it, to play for a year. Heck yeah. Because that sets me up for the next year to play, if I want to go play on the PGA Tour. But right now we don't know if that's going to be available, right? So, but true. that $3 million allows me to launch my career if I choose not to play on the Live Tour, right? So I would probably take it. I would just get myself out.
Yeah, I know there's political implications that a lot of people are worried about, but at the same time too, hey, If you're trying to raise a family, you're trying to get your career going, that's worth it. I just noticed the other day that one of the top college players, I think from Arizona State, he's going to bypass the PGA and go. Do you think you're going to see more young golfers who are doing that, are just going to jump in and maybe do that?
100%. I mean, again, like I was saying, you know, so just to put in perspective, I might be a little wrong off the top of my head on this, and this is totally opinion based and not factual. It's just an idea because I've seen a couple people and seen how much they're spending to try to play professional golf. I mean, if you don't have 50K, you know, 20 to 50K to just throw at golf tournaments and playing qualifiers, you're going to be sitting in a hole if you're paying for it yourself. You need the cash if you're going to play. If you don't have stats. Now, these kids that are in, you know, they have the PGA Tour program to the college level now, right? You got their top 5 players, and those top 5 get some starts, right? And so one of my friends, John Pack, that I played golf with in college, he was number 1 at FSU. You know, he got that opportunity. He got that start on the PGA Tour. Now he has Korn Ferry status. And so he's playing. But he was one of those fortunate ones that played really well, got his start. But there's a lot of guys out there that don't do a lot in college, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, I want to try playing professional golf. And if they don't have a grant, right, they don't have the money. So if you get that offer from Liv and you're like, again, you asked me that question, if they're going to guarantee me $3 million to play 1 year, heck yeah, because last place is still 150K. I'm going to take that all day long and then launch my career from there.
All right. Good stuff. All right. He is golf pro Wyatt Larkin, who's holding the Hoosiers for the Warriors golf tournament October 2nd and 3rd in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is at the Orchard Ridge Country Club. You can check out the website, go have some fun and help some Warriors as well. Wyatt, thank you so much. Great talking to you. Great seeing you again. And any wrap up, what you can say about the tournament to get some folks interested?
Yeah. So this is the first of Hope's events that are in the Midwest, really. There's a couple different things out there, but this is like the first like event that has been I'm trying to get some traction for Hope in the Midwest, and there's not ever been an event here in Indiana. So I'm hoping that, you know, with the start of this event, it starts something fun and it draws people in and maybe even gets bigger. It might be a 2-day event, right, in a couple of years. So my goal is to just launch it this year, get what we can, and try to involve everybody that we can to see what we're going to do, and then hopefully maybe next year make it even bigger. But just ultimately, we want to bring awareness to the fact that yes, we're not at war right now, technically, as a country, but the injuries, everything that has happened in the past, and the wars that we have fought still linger on. It still impacts families today and every day. And those families can never, ever be not thought about. So I want to make sure that they're taken care of because they've done so much for us. So
great stuff. And hopefully next year, once you grow this thing, maybe you'll be able to bring in a D-list celebrity to join you.
I would love to have you, John. I love it, man. I want to get as many. If this can be like the Invitational, that would be awesome. But right now, we're going to stick to our goals that we got, and then we'll set the next one when we complete them. So,
well, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully next year we'll be able to. Wyatt, appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.